Canaan, first off, thank you so much for joining me this morning to talk about your new song, Hate Me More. I discovered you with As Soon As You Leave. This song is incredible. As Soon As You Leave is so good. But then I heard Hate Me More, and I'm like, here we go. Here is another song I'm going to have of his on repeat. But first off, before we get into your music, for anyone who's a little bit unfamiliar with you, tell us a bit more about yourself.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, first off for the love on the songs. But yeah, I'm originally from North Carolina. So born and raised up in the mountains. If you ever seen Hunger Games, all of that was taking place. That was all shot like around my house, up in the woods and stuff. But yeah, moved to Nashville late 2016, and just kind of did the hustle and bustle. I played on Broadway for a little bit, nothing too long, and then just kind of went on the road, just me and my guitar. This is the fastest version of this story ever. Playing all around the U.S. on like a small secondary radio campaign that had done well, got me out of my serving job, and then put the band together. And certain things that kind of just lined up. And then I actually had a chance encounter during COVID. I went back to serving because obviously COVID sucked for everyone. Shows were canceled, festivals we were supposed to open up for a few folks, and I actually Bobby Bones, who's a big personality, radio personality, came into the restaurant. I just handed him a coaster with my name on it, and was like, "Hey, I'm an artist. Love your stuff, love your hustle." And he actually called me the next day and had me on a show, and it kind of got me out of post-COVID sludge a little bit. Just kind of made the phone ring a little bit. And that was actually before As You Leave came about. Before then, I had just written all by myself. Everything was mine. I just, didn't have really any kind of help along the way. And then that's when the phone started to ring a little bit. So shout out to Bobby Bones for helping our brother out. And then we got into rooms with, writing songs with writers and publishers and things like that. And actually, As You Leave was one of the first writes that I had. And that's pretty much it. Last year, I mean, we just kind of hit, the floor running with that song. And last year we dropped an EP, but got me back out of serve. I don't serve anymore, so thank God for that. But yeah, and we're here, and we're just trying to take on 2023 just as much as we did 2022.
That is so cool. And I apologize for calling it As Soon As You Leave. I have memorized the song like the back of my hand. So
Yeah. No, you're
I
fine.
sing it quite a bit in the shower.
Good. Sing it out loud and sing it proud. Yeah, As You Leave. That was As Soon As You Leave. We were thinking about putting that as the title, but we thought As You Leave was cool. And plus, I don't know, we just didn't want so many. It's as as soon as you leave. But yeah, I'm so glad you like the song, and it's great that you like Hate Me More as well. And that it's very, if you haven't heard the songs, they're both very similar sounding as far as like sonically, and kind of that aggressiveness. I always try to, or beforehand when I started kind of really getting my brand on music, people are like, "What is this? Is it pop? Is it country? Is it?" I was like, "It's if Maroon 5 went country like in 2010." And I mean, some people might hate that or not or whatever, but it's just kind of got the authenticity of the country lyrics, but just mixed with a little bit of some aggressive pop guitars and stuff. So
You did just release Hate Me More. Once again, an absolute bop. Tell us a bit more about this song and how you wrote it and how it came to be.
yeah, I had the idea on the way to the right. Is Scott Stepikoff and Eric RJ. So we were on the way, and I kind of like to have a game plan. Sometimes rides can go really, really long because you do get to chatting and stuff. So I'm always like, "Let's go, guys. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. Like I gotta go. Like let's do this stuff." So I like to YouTube reference tracks. So I'll be like, whatever, Imagine Dragon type beat in YouTube, and then it'll just kind of give you sounds. And then so just I like to write off of the emotion of a song rather than being like, I do it both ways, but this song in particular, I kind of had this idea, and it was one of those things where I had that idea as far as like I tell everyone I hate you, but I hate myself more because I actually don't. And we actually had that. It was those words. It was like I hate myself, and those kind of things. We were like, maybe that's a little too harsh on like your mental health or whatever and stuff. And so I came in with the idea, and then Scott, I love writing with Scott. Scott was also a co-writer on As You Leave. And so him and I have really teamed up and started writing really well. And as you can tell or hear, have a lot of energy. I'm just all this. And so I love to come with writes with kind of the ideas of everything, and then I will throw out 8,000 different ideas of what it could be. I direct and edit all my music videos, and sometimes that comes into my writing as well. And so instead of like writing this thing, I'm like, all right, cool. So like if we came in, like imagine if all of a sudden you're at this whatever, and then she says this, and then she walks away, and the camera pans around, and it's like this. And so to like paint that picture to them, and then they take all of my gobbledygook of words and take the best ones and put them together. So I loved them too for that, in that right, because yeah, I was super excited about the song, and I was like, all I know is I just want it to be in the chorus. We're just here, and we were going to make it a longer chorus, but I was like, no, like we said what we said to, like, I tell everyone I hate you, got everyone in this town fooled. I tell everyone I hate you, but I hate myself more. And then we were out. So yeah, that's kind of, I mean, there wasn't any kind of big story to it or anything. I mean, I think we've all been in that place before. A lot of my songs come from either my ex before my wife, who a lot of my songs are about the bad stuff. And then if it's a happy song, it's about, my wife, like As You Leave, that song, we did long distance for a while. She's from the UK. And so the times we did get to spend together, I mean, even when I was with her and she was like, I'm just going to run and like get gas or something, or petrol as they call it. I'm like, oh my God, like I miss you already. And that's where that song came from. But yeah, I try to pull off of all the emotions and Hate Me More, a little bit of the wife in there, because we broke up a long time ago, and then we're apart for 3 years, and you kind of was actually a little bit of her. She told me that she had told a lot of other people that she was like, yeah, like she said she would make up stories in her head about me. Like she would like, not like a psychopath, but in her head, she would have to like make up bad things about me to be over me, kind of a thing. And then so that kind of sparked it. So I'll give her half the royalties. How about that?
That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Who hasn't made up stories and told themselves stories about someone just to get over them?
Yeah, exactly. So it's now that I say that, I remember that was kind of the preface to that. I was like, I tell everyone I hate, but we still loved each other. So thank God.
Well, thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with me this morning. Is there anything else you want to mention or talk about today?
Nah, just go. Thank you so much for having me on, and stream away.